Hey awesome ones! Wow, I've been scouring the malls and having people put makeup on me and buying up all kinds of different products, and I have found a kind of natural, fresh face kind of look for you. I'm so excited to bring it to you. I really believe that it helps us, and it helped me look a little younger. I'm 64 years old now, and I really like this application, and well, I can't wait to show it to you, and it all starts in just a few seconds. Now I'm all for that matte finish that really hides those age spots and imperfections, but as a former model, I just love trying out all the different new things that are on the market, and I found some new ones, well, new for me, and a lot of them are fairly new on the market, and it's giving me a little less foundation, but still pretty good coverage. So this way of wearing makeup is really a more natural look. You can see I got a little glow happening here, a little different kind of application with the highlighter, and no actual eyeliner either. So anyway, I can't wait to show all of these products to you in the tutorial, but I gotta start off with a fresh face with no makeup, so let's do the presto changeo. Does she really look like that? Well, yeah, I'm just keeping it real, but now you can really see the magic of a little bit of makeup. So let's get on with the tutorial. So as many of you already know, I don't wash my face in the morning, and I certainly don't apply a day cream if I'm putting on makeup. But what I do use when I'm putting on makeup is a primer. Now, as you can see by this one, it's pretty well all gone. I'm not even too sure if I'm going to get anything out of it. Let's just see here. There you go. And what this is, I just bought a new one as a matter of fact, and it's the Strivectin, and what I like about it is let's just check this out here, it's a line blur factor, it's an instant wrinkle blurring primer. And what all that means is it kind of gets into my pores, and it gets into the fine lines, and it kind of blurs them out a little bit, which I need. So I just sort of put it on my clean hand, my clean palette here, and I'm just going to put a little bit kind of all over my face. Almost feels like it's not greasy. I don't want to say like a silicone, but it really does feel like a little bit of a barrier, and it's getting in there to those pores and setting, you know, it's like priming a wall when you're doing painting. This is kind of priming my face. So a little bit here, and why not a little bit on my nose. Now you might be looking at my face and going, oh my gosh, she's turned so red. That always happens to me. It's going to, I'm going to get back to normal in just a few seconds. So let's let that primer sink in a little bit and start doing some concealer. And I'm using the Estee Lauder concealer here, and it is the double wear. And the color I have here is light, medium, neutral. It comes with a little applicator. By the way, there's lots of different colors for you to choose from in this. It comes with a little applicator. I'm going to go into this purpley part here. And it dries fast, so you have to work fast. And then what I'm going to use is a brush like this, and just kind of go in. This is such a lovely brush for this. It's a concealer brush. And yeah. I'll just get a little more into that purpley part. And there you go. You can probably see a little bit of the difference between the two right now. And you probably noticed I didn't cover up my age spots with the concealer. And there's a good reason for that. I've actually changed the entire way that I'm applying my foundation. And talking about foundation, this is my new one. It's Estee Lauder. And what it is, it's Perfectionist Youth Infusing Serum makeup, and what all that means is it's not a really thick kind of makeup. It's not a really matte makeup. As a matter of fact, it's an SPF 25, which is fantastic. We need that. And also it has these brightening optic things in it, and so we're going to get a little bit more of a glow with it. Oh, and this is also dermatologist tested and also fragrance free, which is also very, very nice. Now, the other thing I like about this product is that it has a pump. So it's really easy to apply. Now, the weird thing about this is I am not going to be using a beauty blender or a sponge for this. I want kind of a thin layer. So I'm using my hand, my clean washed hand, as a palette, putting a little bit of the makeup, and kind of smooshing it around a little bit. And now I'm just going to apply it with my fingers, and we don't want too much. I don't have too many age spots on my forehead, so I don't want too many there. Down my nose, not too many there either. So you see, this is just really a light coat. It's covering, so all my red imperfections and those little red, I don't know, blood vessels, they're gonna be covered up. I kind of go down onto the chin level a little bit. All right, now what about all this? What am I going to do here? Well, I'm not going to put any foundation under here. I'm going to just apply normally. It's a nice, fresh look. Get those brightening optics going. A little bit up here. Okay, that's very nice. Now, these spots here, I still have a little bit on my palette. I'm just going to put a little covering here. Check that out. Nice coverage there, and it's exactly the same color. Some coverage here. I'm going for exactly the same color. And I got a little spot here. Spots everywhere. You guys like me? Where do these come from? I really do protect my skin too from the sun, so there you go. Oh, and my color for this is 2N1 Desert Beige. So, and there's lots of different colors for you. So now I have been wearing this makeup, all of the makeup actually that I'm going to show you, and I bought it all with my own money. So, you know, I always do true reviews anyway, but no, it's been also all the makeup that I'm going to show you. It has lasted the test of time during the day. So yeah. Oh, and by the way, if you want to purchase something like what I'm showing in this makeup, we're going to have links below the description, so that's a handy way to find them there. So what about the eyes? I found a beautiful color palette from Clinique, and this one is like a lavender palette, as you can see here, but there's all different colors that you can find with it. And this one is called Going Steady, number 10. So there you have it. There's a lot of great colors in here, and it comes with 2 applicators, which I really like. So what I'm going to be using is this color here, this nice, bright, fresh color, and I'm just going to apply it to my lid and just underneath my brow bone. And I'm only going to do one eye because, you know, for the sake of time, we have to make sure that we only do the one eye. So it's pretty easy anyway. I'm just kind of going on like this, just to liven things up a little bit. And underneath here, there you go. Now remember I said I wanted a more natural look. So what I'm going to do is not use a pencil for my eyeliner. I'm going to use a little brush like this, an angled brush, and I'm going to use the gray that's in this palette. And I am just going to put a little bit of liner, just dab it on, not a big swoosh, but a little dab will do ya, and make a line out of it. Can you see that okay, Bill? Mm-hmm. Okay. And then with what's left, I'm going to go underneath my eyes here, just for a little powdery look, nothing too harsh. Maybe up in there a little bit. And that's all I'm going to do. Now, as you noticed, I also put a little bit in the corner here. I have hooded eyes, so it brings me a little bit of a lift there. And I'm going to use the pretty purple here to go inside the crease. So I don't start right at this side, I just start about here, dabbing it on. And then I have the swoosh. And you're thinking, what's the swoosh? Well, if you've got hooded eyes, I did a video on how to sort of give yourself an upturn with your eyes. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to put that in the end screen so you can take a look at that video. But obviously this looks horrible, Heather. I got to blend it out, but I'm just going to put a little bit more here in the crease. And we'll start blending it out. So I'm using a blending brush like this, and let's blend. Take your time, swoosh it up. It seems that as we age, our eyes do get hooded too, so this is a good technique to know. And there you go, just a little bit of a swoosh there. I'll do the other eye and I'll be right back. Now, right now I can put a coat of mascara only on my top lashes, and although I'm using black, you know, some of you might want to use a brown or some other color, but this is the Maybelline Falsies Lash Lift, and I'll tell you something, for a drugstore product, it's fantastic. I absolutely love it, and it comes off really nice at night, and it also applies super thick, so, and it's not transferring either. So let's just put a little bit of that. All we're going to do is just one coat on the top ones. And then moving on to the next step. Now remember those age spots of mine. Now this is a thinner foundation, so as you can see, I still kind of have them peering through there a little bit. So I'm going to use a little bit of my concealer. Make sure your concealer pretty well matches the same color of your foundation, and also that it's the same brand. So I'm just going to use a brush like this, a little dab here, and I'm just going to do some kind of paint by numbers and dab. Paint by numbers and dab. Anywhere where I see a little mark that is showing through. Oh, there's a little one on my nose. That's probably a blemish. I get age spots and blemishes. All right, and this spot here, this is a real nasty one, so we're gonna put some concealer there, and that helps things out a little bit. And now for the eyebrows. I want the eyebrows to still frame my face but look a little more natural. So I'm using a pencil like this with a little spoolie on the end. And this is NYX and it's blonde. So what I'm going to do is just brush up my eyebrows and then kind of fill them in. See how much of a difference that makes? And brush them up. Now, we want them to stay up there, so I'm using the Great Lash Clear Mascara from Maybelline. And this is just fantastic because you can't see it, but it makes a nice shape. Look at the difference between the two. So I'm in dire need of some blush on my face, and what I'm using is Clinique's Contouring Blush Palette. So it's quite pretty, and I'll using a brush like this, and I just sort of just dab it on my cheeks a little bit. Not too much, just a little bit. And also with what is ever left, I'm going to put a little bit on my forehead. A little bit here. And just a touch, just a very light touch under my eyes. All right, now it's contouring time, and I'm using this little brush here for my contouring. And since I've kind of got a pinky look going on here, I'm going to use this pinky colored, it's actually from Tarte. It's actually a blush, but as you can see, it's very matte, and it's called Exposed. Now, if you're a little bit darker than me, certainly you could use a brownish contouring, or maybe even a bronzer might work as well. But what we're going to do is just put this in here, and we're going to go along my cheekbone underneath my, a nice way to say it is my chin, not jowls. Anyway, and then along our noses, do you know that our noses get bigger as we age? I mean, really. Okay, and then a little bit up here as well. And then all I'm going to do with that is, oops, everything's dropping here, but I'm going to use this brush here and just kind of brush it out a little bit. So it blends in a little nicer. Now let's get our fresh faced glow on. And what I have here is Too Faced. It's Fancy Pink Diamond Highlighter, and it's a nice little container for it as well. So I'm using a brush like this, and I'm just going to go into the highlighter, and this time I'm going to put the little sparkle. I think you can see it. Maybe Bill, you can do a little close up here. A little bit of a shine there. You don't see it on this side, but you can see it here. I want to go right up like this, a little bit on my cheeks. And I also want to put a little bit, believe it or not, on my forehead. So that's just going to give me that fresh kind of glow. Now, there are places where I don't want to glow, and I'm going to be using my Revlon Anti-Shine, which you guys, look at how much I've used of this. And this is not just my first container either. And so this is a really nice way not to have a, you know, the powder caking and showing all your wrinkles. And again, I'm going to link that below. And I'm just going to take the shine right off of my nose here, because we don't want a shiny nose, and anything underneath my eyes because I don't want to shine. That seems to be where I get the shines, but the rest is a little bit more natural. And now for some lipstick. I really still want to have a little bit of a bold lip, so I am using Dior. You see a lot of my videos, I'm using this Dior, and it is called Stellar Shine. It's Dior 976. So it goes on and it also stays on. So I'm just going to put a little bit of lipstick on there. And also I'm going to do a little bit of a lip liner. This is just CoverGirl, and I think it's called 235 Splendid. And you know what? I gotta use a mirror, else it'll be all over the place. So I'm just gonna. You're not going to see this lip liner really. I'm just making it sure that everything kind of goes into the corners and just looks a little straighter. So that's all I'm doing there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some mascara on my bottom lashes, on my top lashes, and show you the finished product. The finished me. So there you have it. It's a glowy, fresh-faced kind of look, and it doesn't have that thick pancake kind of matte foundation on it, and I really, really like it. I also really like it because it's an SPF 25, and the makeup is more like a serum. It's an oil-free hydration serum. Now, usually at this time, I bring in my little Yorkie, but you know, for these longer videos, we thought maybe for the sake of time, what we're going to do is we're going to give them a day off, and but I am still going to talk about upcoming videos, and over at our other channel, which is youtube.com/awesomeover50inspiration, we're off to the National Home Show, and we're going to show you some big ticket items, some smaller ticket items, so enjoy that over there, and some decorating ideas. And on this channel, I'm studying some classic fashion ideas, you know, some throwbacks from even the 1940s and 1950s that have always been with us. It's très elegant. And also I have more makeup and more self-care tips as well. And hey, if you like what I'm doing here, especially if you're a woman of a certain age, don't forget to click below on subscribe, and also click that bell, and that way you'll be notified when I've got the upcoming videos. Now, I just got to say that I just love bringing these videos to you. I'm kind of in the trenches, so to speak. You know, I'm out there, I'm looking in the malls, I'm trying on clothes, I'm trying on makeup, I'm having all kinds of makeup put on me, and I'm just trying to strike the balance for us awesome ones, us more mature women. And thank you so much for being here. And all I can say is I just want to keep on keeping on and help you to rock your world and keep it awesome.